Okay, so we're getting a lot of levels. This whole recording session is all about getting the Temple of the Monkey God. And then also, I want to do the Mage Towers, because that's not going to take long at all. And that's going to make the next recording session super fucking fun with those 6 towers. I'm pointing with my right hand, not on the mouse. Obviously, you'd see that. Anyway, if you could say a single word to your young self, 13 to 15, what would you say? Ooh, 13 to 15. So that's basically any time before this era of my YouTube channel, but still during my YouTube channel, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Ever since I started doing my YouTube channel, I've been pretty emotionally stable. Apart from the psychopath thing, which was, you know, the fucking whatever. That happened, I think, before? I think that happened right before I made my YouTube channel a thing. And I'm glad that didn't stop me, because that could have easily stopped me. Oh, fuck, there's a not too distant timeline where I decided not to do that. I mean, not that that's how timelines work, but whatever. Hey, I got enough experience for the high energy beacon. Don't worry about the high energy beacon. I'm gonna worry about the high energy beacon. Okay, I'm gonna get this one over here, the Monkey Town. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I would say to me. There was this like nice bit of graffiti on my way to school that kind of, you know, helped me. And it was it's actually it was actually something that actually got me to do my YouTube channel in the first place. Which was, there was a bit of graffiti that said, "Are you living your dream?" Which was guaranteed made by the edgiest, douchiest person on the planet. But it really spoke to me, because I'm like, no, I'm not. And what do I do to achieve that? Because obviously that's important to someone, and it's obviously important to me. It's important to everyone. It's literally a statement that's supposed to speak directly to you. And the fact that someone wrote that means that they care about someone else as well. So I feel like, I felt like I had an obligation to try my best to live my dream. And then here I am. So yay. But like, ever since I started my YouTube channel, every day I passed that, I was like, yes, actually I am. And also the fact that I watched like a Tomska video, I think. He was Tomska, but anyway. He said that there's no like turning point when you become a YouTuber. It just, one day you realize. And that's like when I watched that video and put the pieces together with the, you know, mural, is that like, yes, I am a YouTuber, and that's, you know, that's what it is. I am a YouTuber at that point. You know, by definition, making YouTube videos makes me a YouTuber. I am a YouTuber, and that just made me feel good. Because that's, you know, when people say like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber, they don't mean being a YouTuber. They mean being whatever romanticized image of a YouTuber they have in their head. But once you start making videos, you realize this is what it is, and it is, for me at least, it's so much more than I could have imagined. But yeah, anyway. And that's just right now. I would like to mention that I haven't even added thumbnails. My editing is still fairly sparse. I mean, I've got 30 subscribers, and if it stays that way, as far as I'm concerned, I'm good. I mean, certain things might hit the fan, especially shit, if I get more than 30 subscribers, which is something I don't plan to address in the future at all. I don't even have a plan. Which is good, bad thing? I don't know. What is the best song to listen to stoned? I've never been stoned, but I'm going to guess Space Oddity, just to scare people. Yeah. Okay, that's probably the last video. This is taking a very long time to make. Non-native English speakers of Reddit, that is not me. Which frozen pizza is worth buying? Oh. Just a good one, really. I don't fucking know. DiGiorno. Fucking, not delivery. Unless you get Walmart to go, which is just amazing. I mean, not Walmart to go, because the, whatever. You can get Amazon Prime, right? They ship DiGiorno. Why is there an optional text area on Ask Reddit if all the questions will be automatically rejected if you use it? I don't know. What are you planning on dressing up as for Halloween this year? I honestly didn't think of anything this year, because next year I plan to go as Link again. And emphasis on again, like I was 10 last time I went as Link, and now I'm going to be 17. Get it? Because Hero Time. Anyway, but I didn't think of anything for this year, and I've got like a month. Not even. I've got less than a month. It's October 4th when I'm recording this. I might even upload this about Halloween. Which means, oh my god, Deltarune Chapter 2's out. Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing for Halloween. I'm playing Deltarune Chapter 2. But there is the Lions Halloween Parade. Anyway, excuse me while I blow my nose. Okay, hopefully Future Me added a cut there so that you wouldn't be able to listen to that, but Future Me probably already did, you sick fuck. Okay, okay, so Halloween. Alright, so if... I'm gonna go with if money was no object here. I don't know. I kind of want to go with something from Deltarune if I had the choice of anything. The problem is I see all three main characters as female, so that would be interesting. I'll probably just go as Chris then. Then it'll just be my little secret that I'm cross-dressing. That's the thing. Alright. Yeah, I'd go as Chris. There you go. What is something these days kids will never understand? I mean, nothing. We all have our unique variations of exactly the same experiences, so it's fucking whatever. I mean, I hate the fact that some people are like, Minecraft is so much better than Fortnite. It's like, go fuck yourself. That's their version of Minecraft. Deal with it. Minecraft sunglasses come descending from the sky. Anyway, but like, it's just the way that people say it is identical to the way people said it about Minecraft, and it's just irritating that they have no self-awareness. And I mean, that's just a perfect example in my life of like when, like that, logically that can be applied to every experience someone's had. Like, you know, maybe I haven't had to deal with, you know, my friend dying of malaria, but I've had to deal with the fact that my friend can move to another country permanently in the span of a week. That's something that you couldn't do when you could die of malaria. I mean, you can still technically die of malaria, but, you know, it's not exactly common. Especially among, you know, teenagers. Hopefully. I'm not going to look that up. Anyway. Okay, I'm almost there. Also, this thing fires lasers, as you can see. Jesus, I've leveled up so much. And I'll show off the other one probably at some point. I'll have to show off the other one. Oh wow, I can even get through this, and then I'd just be left with these guys. I could do the whole thing tonight. I might. Okay, what are your experiences and thoughts on weighted blankets? Yes, I love them. Do they improve sleep, reduce stress, anxiety? For me, yeah, absolutely. It's just so nice. Oh my god. I do the thing where like I wrap it around both sides because I don't like either of my shoulders being exposed. So I like wrap myself in a like waist up like sort of burrito thing. Which is nice. It feels so good. And it feels like I'm being hugged like all night. And I feel like any psychiatrist would be like, oh, that's a sign of loneliness. And I'm like, alright, fair enough. But, you know, so. Yeah, it reduces stress. I'm good. What is something you want to do before you die? This is basically it. This was the only thing on my bucket list. Honestly. Something I want to do before I die. Make an Ocarina of Time series. I desperately want to do that. It's going to be very similar to the Plants vs. Zombies one, but with it, like, a full-blown... Anyway, I'm just excited for a thing I'll probably never be able to do. That and a Coliseum series. I want to do Pokemon Coliseum. Which game is your most favorite ever? That is really bad phrasing, but Deltarune. And there's only one chapter out at the moment, and la la. Oh my god. We're good. Why would I make that noise if things weren't good? Okay, Doctors of Reddit, that's not me. Redditors of Reddit, yep, that's me. What do people bully homeschooled people for? What? Or why do some people bully homeschooled people? You know what? Since that said Redditors of Reddit, not just homeschooled people, I'm gonna say I have to answer this one. I've known a couple people that have been homeschooled, and I don't know. They usually don't get it. Usually, because like public schools are awful. Like when it comes to like, you know, children's mental states. If my psychiatry story hasn't already proven that. But they will straight up tell you that every other form of schooling is almost evil, which is so really wrong. Like, that is not okay for them to do that, but they do it anyway, so I guess that's the biggest thing, is just because they feel the obligation to do it. Which is really fucked up that, like, that's a thing that happened. Anyway. What's your favorite video game cheat code and why? Hear me out. The change weather cheat code in GTA 4. And I'll tell you why, because I felt like I was time traveling. Do I have to do anything here? No. Okay, thank God. And watch this shit. I now have enough for Temple of the Monkey God. It absorbs the towers around here and then takes their powers. So now I believe it can see camo, no matter what. It also spits out tacks, for whatever reason, or saw blades. But yeah, that's what it does. It is the strongest tower in the game, especially because you can put stuff around the sun god. Like, you know, you can put like the glue gunner, the ice tower, and then the sniper, and the ninja, and all that stuff, and then it'll become super powered because it's got all those different abilities. So yeah, and then it just becomes super powerful. So I guess I'll go over here and show off this guy. Won't get the chance because this guy's just eviscerating the balloons. But yeah, it's basically just, you know, the tornado guy, but stronger. He doesn't have any special abilities or anything. So yeah. And then I'll show off this guy as well, considering... Oh, I don't have the money for it. That's okay, I'll get the money. This guy is just very similar to the other one. Okay, so I'll continue. As a kid, what is something you thought and you would need to know as an adult but turn out to be useless? I don't know, I'm not an adult. I don't know. Again, not an adult. So it doesn't... I think it increases his damage a little bit, but you can press this button and summon a phoenix that will fire flames out of its mouth and kill things for you. Which is very nice. And then it goes away after like half time until it recharges. Oh, like 2/3. 1/3 actually, I think. Yeah, I can see camo. Look at that. It was a tough round usually. Oh, good. I got enough XP for that. Okay. Yeah, okay, so this is the next one then. So I already showed you one on the far left, so I'll show you the one on the far right. We are breezing through the rest of this. Wow. Which means we're going to have these 4 towers left. Yikes. That was a really gay way of saying that. Okay. What is the closest thing to a superpower that exists in the real world? Drugs, I guess? Like enhancing drugs, I guess? Superpowers. So this is the MIB. This is the Monkey Intelligence Bureau. But it's Men in Black. So Call to Arms ability doubles the attack power and speed and popping power of all nearby towers for 10 seconds. So anything within this range. Which wouldn't be this, I think, because it needs to be in the middle, maybe? Yeah, the hitbox for when I mouse over, it's right here, so it's not in range. But I'll buy it anyway, and then activate the power, which won't really do anything. Anyway. What are you excited about right now? Deltarune Chapter 2, Return of the Obra Dinn, and Pokemon Sword. Men, what is one thing about yourselves that you definitely sure women find attractive, even though they don't admit it? That is a good question. Now, I'm going to try and say this in a way that isn't a humble brag. I'm not unattractive. I'm not the most attractive person in the world, but I'm not unattractive. I'm going to say just the shape of my face. It's alright. Doesn't look hideous. I'm one of those guys that goes up near me like, hey, looking good, despite not shaving in like 8 weeks, but still. I mean, I haven't shaved in like a week, and I look like I haven't shaved in 8 weeks, so that's... Anyway. What was the first thing you ever did on the internet? Ooh, that is a good question. First thing I did on the internet went to probably YouTube. Yeah, I think YouTube. Huh. Must have been YouTube. Because I remember being showed the internet by other people at, like, not at school, I don't think. And then yeah, and they're like, hey, you should go to YouTube, and then told me how to get there, and what do you know? I assume. I don't know. I didn't keep track of that shit. Didn't think it was important at the time. Okay, so now we can get the MIB, and then just boom. Imagine that this is now attacking 10 times faster. Okay, and now we have these ones going left and going right. Okay, there we go. So this one spits out more bananas, so that's what this one is. So this is the Banana Republic, and this is the Banana Research Facility, which is just a factory, I think. What is your favorite song? Dana, Don't You Know? I feel like we've answered that. That was the one that made me cry. Anyway, oh yeah. How did you guys get past personal hiccups about... They're not hiccups, they're hang-ups, I believe. About yourself or in your life. Realizing that the whole thing is temporary. Or just, honestly, getting to see it from a third-person perspective. Because, like, I mean, you see it in sitcoms all the time, right? Okay, so this is a factory, so that produces a shitload of bananas each round. It should. Oh yeah, and they're all worth 300 now instead of 30. So that's good. This, I believe, does make more money in total than this one. But I will show you what this one does anyway. What was I saying? Oh yeah, just getting to see it from a third-person perspective, like if you were to... I mean, big thing is that I usually mention on my YouTube channel, and then, you know, have to listen to it later and be like, oh, that's stupid. The solution's obvious, and then, ta-da, what do you know? Okay, so this now goes all the way up to 20,000, and then has like a higher interest rate, I believe, but it is still a bank. So, what do you know? And that is all the way down to the mortar. Wow. What do you know? I guess that's that. Down to the mortar. So we only have 4 towers left. Which means when I leave this, I'm not allowed to use these towers ever again. I mean, not ever again, but, you know, for the foreseeable series, I guess. Oh, wow. I don't know if I can stretch this out till mid-November. I can. We're beginning of October. Maybe. I don't really know. Okay, but yeah, just seeing it from a third-person perspective so you can figure out how to solve it as a problem. I mean, because the problem is that it's hard to admit stuff to yourself in, like, a serious situation. Like, I'm going to go super far off the deep end, but not an actual example from my life. Like an abusive relationship. Like, it's really hard for both people, like, you know, the abuser and the person being abused, to admit that there's even a problem going on. Because it's really hard to admit that at some point in time a mistake was made by either you or the person that you love, that, you know, this relationship is not working. And yeah. And I also came up with a mildly poetic thing. Anyway, you know the line from Captain America: The First Avenger where that one German guy says the first country that the Nazis invaded was their own? You could tell that same thing with, like, you know, abuse stories of the first person that abusers hurt themselves, which is true, in fairness. Like, I don't know, because I'm not going to try and justify, like, actual abuse, but I'm just saying that, like, you know, they're victims of themselves as well. Like, they're living an equally shitty life. Not equally shitty life. Bad way of putting that. But they're living a shitty life, and they're probably not very happy because of it. And they also can't hold down proper relationships because of it. So yeah, like, it's a problem for them too. And the fact that we don't have enough people helping them is why it's still a problem, I think. Once again, disclaimer: no authority, just my opinion. The opinion of a 16-year-old on the internet. So yeah. Men of Reddit, what is something... Okay, yeah, we've done that. Wait, is it? That you want women to know. I don't fucking know. Alright, so... Alright, so all women, like, on the planet, I guess. I don't know if I can... apologies for generalizing then. I suppose not only, like, hearing that sexism goes both ways, but understanding that. Like, it's just... I don't know. It's a constant problem in my school, at least. I mean, since we're on the topic, that was the most messed up thing that happened in, like, a school. I forget what the question was. Oh, yeah, it was my worst high school memory. That's right. They had, like, a guest speaker in one of my health classes. And she was actually sexist. Like, she was preaching some very sexist comments. And I kept, like, scribbling in my notebook violently. And what I should have done, because, again, seeing it from a third-person perspective, this is a good example of something that I saw as a third-person perspective later and now learn from that, and if I was ever in that situation again, I would do this solution. I should have stood up, said, this is sexist, and then walked out in protest, and just really gone to my next class or do whatever. But yeah, if I'm in that situation next time, if they really think I don't deserve to be there, then I won't be there. And, yeah. I don't know, it's just... It also rubs off on guys a lot. Like, it's... I mean, because the problem is that, like, a lot of guys are... I'm not going to say a lot of guys are made fun of for saying that something is sexist, despite the fact that I've mentioned it several times and been laughed at by an entire class many times. But they're also under the expectation that they will be laughed at if they were to mention anything, which is why, you know, another reason abusive relationships, like, are so common, and that's just going to get right through. Wow. Is that, like, you know, they, you know, at least men, on this topic specifically, don't expect to be taken seriously, regardless of whether they actually will or not. They don't expect to. And that kind of sucks. And the fact that schools should teach that, you know, you will be listened to, and all they do is do the opposite thing, which is tell you about how little you deserve to be listened to, and say that men are all evil. At least that one guest speaker, which was not a teacher, so thank God at least that. Even though I do have a sexist teacher in one of my classes already, whatever. I'm never going to get through it if I walk out every single time. Alright, so yeah. Let's try and bring this one back up. Let's find a fun question. What is a movie that is so bad it's good? Fred. I've talked about this. Okay. What is your favorite piece of tech released in your lifetime? The Nintendo Switch. Everything about that thing is orgasmically amazing. And I do not regret my word choices. How do you sort your subreddit results and why? Okay, so I usually sort by hot when it comes to the memes. Until I've seen most of those, and then go to new, like, you know, most people do. On Pokemon, I'll sort by hot, and then for the next week, I'll go new. Because, stuff doesn't get too popular on r/Pokemon, so, you know, when something gets on hot, it stays there for a while, so sort by new for, like, the next week. Yeah. Okay, and then we need to work on the mortar as the next order of priority. And the mortar has infinite range, just like the sniper, so he goes way back here. Actually, hold on. You will actually go right here. And then you also can't click on him without triggering his thing. What is your sort... Oh, yeah. Okay. Weather's in the southern hemisphere, that's not me. What's a life hack that everyone should know? Machetes. I don't fucking know. A life hack. I don't know. I can't. There it is. Okay. What is something everyone used to know how to do and is now useless skill? I'm just gonna say something that just is a useless skill. I won't say exactly what town I live in, but I live in a town next to the Rocky Mountains, and you can see the Rocky Mountains from the town. And The thing is, of course, it's the Rocky Mountains, so it's to the west of us. So anytime someone needs to know the directions, all you'd have to do is find the mountains, and that's west. The problem is that everyone says that when they're indoors. So I am endlessly annoyed by the fact that I will ask, like, oh, which way's north again? And they're like, where are the mountains? And then, like, nudge me with their elbow. I'm like, we're inside. I don't know. And they're like, oh, yeah, me neither. It's like, don't say it so condescendingly stupid if you don't know either. Anyway. I'm going to get another monkey mortar and then put it here. There we go. This is fucking annoying. Okay. Boom. We got 3 now. Okay. Oh, that's right. I got enough XP and levels for that. Oh, I don't have enough XP. I can guarantee you that. But, you know, I've got enough levels. And I'll also put this guy down here. I don't need extra levels on him, but it's nice to have him. Now we just need the dartling gun, which I'm good without. Also, I'm going to put down Reddit for a bit. I feel like that's getting a bit repetitive.